Alright, what's up guys? I'm back again with another video. Today I want to take a look at the Hatchet. So I've kind of spent a bit more time focusing on Great Axe. However, kind of the real staple of the build that I run is in fact the Hatchet. And I believe the Hatchet is strong enough that there's a few other weapons that would pair nicely with it other than the Great Axe. So I just wanted to take a look at it today. Get the weapon mastery pulled up real quick. So currently level 15 out of 20, right? Still got a few slots left that I can plug in here. But this is the build I'm running right now. Now, of course, there's a few pretty important buffs that I'm missing that I've kind of forgone. And this is a kind of an experiment of mine. In the alpha, this buff also affected light attack. So there's a nerf to that. Makes a little bit less kind of impactful, I guess, because my plan was to get these for light attacks would generate extra stamina, which would be great for the Hatchet, and then dodging within 2 seconds of triggering an ability consumes 25% less stamina. That would be also be like amazing for Hatchet, right? And this is okay, but not the most important. But yeah, that was kind of my thought process there, is that you'd be able to stay on top of targets. And then of course this was just a little bit added damage that just won't be there. Sorry, but anyways, so what I do, of course, I take full berserk for PvP or PvE. That's always a really important talent build, just ability. It's super strong, to the point that I think it should be nerfed, at least the healing portion of it, but for a later date, right? I do go ahead and pick up Raging Torrent. This one's a little difficult to land all 4 attacks usually in PvP, but what I do like about it is that you get a decent little haste increase here, which is, you know, just fantastic for Hatchet, right? And it's just a good little consistent damage deal. You sometimes can kind of pair with someone else who CCs, get all 4 of these off in the back. It's really strong. Then of course I do bring in Rending Throw, right? It gives me a little bit of range capabilities, but what I like is it gives me the rend. It gives me a added more further benefit, right, with the distance here and the stronger rend. And then of course my goal is to get down and pick up these 2 passives, which will make it make me a little bit more aggressive, right? So we'll see how that pans out. I may forego it and forego this and pick these up. It's just difficult to say. Pick up the throw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That requires 6 out of the 3. I'd leave 3 left over. I'd leave 2 here. I can make it work. I could definitely, but I'd need to be 20 sweat. So I might try that right now. Do this. Get the throw in there. Boom. Alright, I'm not gonna be too concerned about this right now, actually. Surprising. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. Move this around a little bit. Alright. Anyways, yes, so this is kind of the build I'm liking. Now I know some people like to take Feral Rush for PvP, and that's fair. However, I just haven't gotten a lot of use out of it. It's kind of what I assumed off the bat, but just, you know, you're more than welcome to try it, but it just doesn't work for me all too well. Of course, I'm gonna try something different than Rending Throw here. It just might work out a little better for point spread, and I get more impact, right? I do get the benefit of throwing with this, which I wouldn't mind in PvP, right? And then And then of course, infected throws. It's decent for PvE, but again, the issue with the entirety of the throwing tree is that it's best in a single target PvE environment, which isn't very often in this game. And I don't mean by questing either, because you can pull multiple targets while questing, and it's much faster, right? So we're just gonna use it as a supplement. And this slow ability, it gives you haste. You can use it as a the best way to use it is actually as a dodge, right? So when someone swings, you can throw it at them, you dodge back, you gain haste, and you slow them. A ton of added benefit there, potential. You get the throw capability, and then we'll pick up in a little bit these dodge attacks here, right? Or rather stamina focused traits. This one generating 10 stamina every time we hit something with an active debuff, which would be our slow, right? And then when we dodge within using an ability, we're going to consume 25% less stamina. So that's just going to be great all around. Now, of course, depending on, we'll go ahead and pop over to attributes. So depending on what build or what weapon you're going to pair with the hatchet, will kind of determine what stats you're going to some extent. If hatchet is your main priority, I would stick with strength. However, if you're going to pick up, say, the spear, right, for dexterity, you may go ahead and pick up maybe the first point in dex, right? I wouldn't be too concerned about thrust, but that first point for extra crit chance is just it's decent, right? And both weapons are still going to benefit, but you'll make your spear just that much more strong. Your axe won't be as strong as it is overall, but the weapon itself is just so strong. There's so many ways to buff yourself with the hatchet that I mean, and you're gonna buff it anyways. It's still gonna get plenty of benefit from dex, from crit, all that jazz. And then I would of course always go for the first points in Constitution. Gives you a decent boost to health overall, and then your consumables 20% stronger. It's just really great, right? Now, as far as the best weapon to pair, I think it still need a lot more testing to some degree, but also need it just depends on the situation you're in. Great Axe is great for open world. Great Axe itself is great for chasing people down, pulling people to you, locking people in, getting huge executes to secure a kill. It's really nice. Pairs great with the hatchet. Spear, however, like we've talked about, there's tons of CC capabilities with the spear. There's also like bleed debuff capabilities, so even when you swap off the weapon, if you've got debuff like a rend, you have stacks of the bleed up, you're gonna be doing damage while your other weapon's out. You're getting added benefit. So it's really nice. So you can go for like 1 or 2 CC abilities. You can pick up one of the bleed abilities as well, and the spear is super deadly. I think it's actually a good counter to Great Axe, just for the fact that it does have all that CC, and if you are able to really land your shots and know how to push the damage, I think it is possible. However, the Great Axe is really strong right now, especially considering crit and how it ties into crit. You get a bunch of juicy hits with it, so yeah. Now, the hatchet could also pair with maybe the musket, the bow, right? Even as a primary, right? If you're more concerned at being in melee, but you do want just some added utility for ranged, musket will be great. You can use the trapper tree and kind of play around it. You can use traps, keep people in place. You can pick up a knockback, which will just give you a little bit more survivability, right? And then you also have, of course, the ability to shoot from range, right? That musket's great for pulling things. I just always imagine myself in Monarch's Bluff up in forest or whatever, and just, I don't know, shooting through the trees at targets. That's where I see a musket at its best, right? And then same for bow, of course. And then I guess, you know, of course, one thing that people may not look into a ton, the sword and shield being the tank weapon of choice for most people. The hatchet is actually a really good argument for the best kind of backup weapon to that, and that's because with Berserk you can taunt with Berserk if you have a taunt gem in your hatchet, and that we already know how great Berserk is, so that AoE taunt is just super strong, adds tons of value to your overall tank kit with sword and shield. So it's another thing to be aware of, taking into consideration if you're tanking, right? And I guess finally, you could pair it with Warhammer. I just don't have a ton of experience right now with Warhammer, so that one's kind of up in the air. Enter at your own risk with that one, right? But yeah, really, that's the hatchet build that I go. Of course, you know, like I said, there's plenty of people that take a barrel rush. They, you know, may stick strictly to the berserker tree, but I am looking for a little bit more added utility, considering that I use the hatchet as my secondary with the great axe. So I just want it to be able to fill a couple extra roles that my great axe does not. But yeah, if you know, if y'all like the video, please thumbs it up. Really helps me get into the algorithm. Missed a few days, so just trying to get back in. Of course, you know, that's the name of the game. If you have any like comments, thoughts, questions, right, be sure to leave them down below. I like to respond. Gives me a lot of ideas for content, and I wanted to mention too, I'm trying not to be too repetitive, but I also want to make sure I'm covering stuff that people are asking about, so just for those that may be curious. And other than that, I think that's all I've got. You know, and feel free to subscribe. I'm trying to keep a consistent stream of content going. Absolutely love this game. It's gonna be my main game for a while. But yeah, I'll see you next time, guys.